Hey, what's going on? Hey, 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 good people. All right. I, hey, sis. Oh, oops. Y'all, I'm trying to go live on two devices. What's up, Sister Shanna? How you doing, girlfriend? Oh, shoot. That was not the business. What's up, Ashley? Every time I see you type Karika, that tickles me on so many levels. Oh, God. Yo, I am having a difficult time having this device stand up. Like, I might just have to hold it. Sister Shannon, I'm doing all right, girl. I can't complain. I cannot complain. All right. Well, I was trying to do two things at once, and y'all, I always try to do many things, and I tested this, and it was working pretty good, actually, but here we go. Sorry about that. And now I feel like I can't really get it to do right, so I'm like, well, if I can't get it, y'all know what I'm going to do, right? I'm just turn off one and keep it moving, because that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay, but I think I might have got it, which would be pretty epic if I did. I'm fancy. Oh. Anyway, hope everyone's having a great day. You know what day it is. I can't wait to tell you. In case you were wondering, the first word is on this shirt, but not the second word. Ooh. I'm a little hot, you guys. Every time I do Worthy Wednesday, oh my gosh. I feel like I'm having a heat flash, a heat stroke or something. I get so nervous I don't know what to do. So the girls have this little cute portable fan, and I just I just stole it and I put it on the ground. So we'll see. What's up, Naomi? All right, are y'all ready? I don't even know what time it is, so it's fine. I think it's like 6:03 or 6:04. That sounds good. So y'all know I swipe the comments, because if I watch the comments, I will totally be a squirrel the whole time. So I'm like, I cannot watch the comments. So here we go. Welcome, worthy women, to Worthy Wednesday. Y'all, welcome to Worthy Wednesday. I am so excited to be with you tonight. I have quite a few things that I want to say, so I'm going to just get right to it. First of all, we are in a brand new month. Y'all, today is the second day of September. First of all, I can't even believe it's already September. I feel like we have probably lived about 15 lifetimes since March 17th, when we had to shut down the nation and we had to start teaching and learning and everything virtually. But it is now September. It is the 9th month. So 6 months have passed. Wait, okay. That's a little crazy for me, but literally 6 months have passed since that first command for us to go into lockdown, which is absolutely unbelievable. And then just a few months after that, July 15th to be exact. Well, actually, I started the group July 8th. There was nobody in it but me and Carly. And then we had our very first Worthy Wednesday on July 15th. So tonight, I wanted to wear my Worthy Women shirt. And if you would like to buy one, there is a post in the group somewhere. I'll try to find it and put it on the top. And you can get your very own Worthy Women shirt. But today is our 8th. Y'all, count them up. 8. We have been together 8 Wednesdays. Okay. I was real excited about that today. And I was even more excited because y'all know I'm a nerd and of course I have to study. So if you love the Lord like I do, then of course we always know that 8 is significant because it means new beginnings. Hello. And it also means that you have an opportunity to have a new life or a new experience. So this is our 8th Worthy Wednesday in a brand new month. Can y'all believe that? Okay, I'm going to dab just for Gianna. So that excites me on so many levels. So welcome, 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 Worthy Women. And I can tell you, listen, y'all, I have had the best time doing Worthy Wednesday and Worthy Women. I love it. Okay. I absolutely love it. Today I'm a little sad my sister's not here. She's out of town, and so I'm uber sad that she's not here because she's always the buffer. I'd be like, sis, is it live? What am I doing? Do I look crazy? So even though she's on here right now, and I'm happy she's on here, but it's just not the same. That's my road dog. We ride or rapture. We're not dying, we're rapturing. So that's our plan, stand. So anyway, welcome to Worthy Wednesday in September. And I really thought, you guys, that I was going to talk about triggers again because, seriously, I've been triggered the whole week. I'm telling y'all right now, I have been triggered the entire week. And so I felt like, oh my gosh, maybe we need to have a triggers part 2 because maybe there's more things that, maybe we need to discuss, maybe we need to learn about, maybe we need to talk about. And wouldn't you know it, when I got ready to study and kind of prepare, I got crickets on that. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's not triggered. Maybe it's just I'm triggered because I don't know what I'm going to say in 7 hours. I don't know what I'm going to say. But I made a little sign because every Wednesday I love to remind y'all that it's Worthy Wednesday. And I want y'all to get excited that you have something to look forward to at the end of your business day. And I wrote on that paper, unbeknownst to me, when I set them up, because you can set up posts, saves your life. Unbeknownst to me, when I wrote that little thing that I posted in the group today, and it said, surprise, September. So, okay, well, first, y'all I just thought I was clever because, I am a wordsmith in real life. So I love words all the time. So I love to use alliteration and put words together because they have the same beginning sound or end sound or whatever. So I was like, ooh, that is so cute. And so then I got myself together and I started working and meditating and taking care of some things. And then I just was like, what am I going to say to these worthy women? Like, it is almost the 9th hour, Carrie. You need to get your whole life. So, of course, y'all know what I did, right? I ate. Okay, that's what I did. I ate. I made a hamburger and I ate it. But then I decided that I wanted to look up the word surprise. And worthy women, that's exactly where we're going to stay tonight. So, surprise. Welcome to September. Here we go. So surprise is a fantastic word. And I think it's funny that we only know part of any definition that we use for a word. And that's one thing. That's the reason why I always use the dictionary, because I know what words mean, but I want to know, do I really understand the power of that word when I'm saying it? So when I went to the dictionary, surprise has 2 functions, a noun and a verb, and I knew that already. So I want to talk to us about the noun part of surprise first. And at the end, I want to shift to the verb definition. So as a noun, the word surprise means an attack made without warning. Taking something unaware, the feeling caused by something unusual or expected. So I want to call this month Surprise September. Now, the definition that I want to focus on from the noun part of the word is the first one that says it is an attack made without warning. So I just want to give you a little context. An attack is something that is taken or set up to work forcefully against something else. So if you've lived longer than 5 minutes, you have been attacked by something or someone, whether it's mosquitoes, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your job, whatever it is. As long as you've been alive, there will come a time in your life that you will experience an attack. But what's so deadly? Oh my God. What's so deadly about attacks is sometimes, I'd say 9 out of 10, they come without warning. And so when you are surprised by something, I had to think, what is my natural inclination when something surprises me? So for example, if you drop a book on your toe, that surprised you. If you went to the grocery store and you checked out and the cashier said your total is $375.40. I'm sorry, what, ma'am? That would surprise me, and I'd probably leave those groceries in the store. If you lose your job or your house or your money, that is a surprise. See, that what it means is that attack came without warning. You were not prepared for what was about to enter your life. Isn't it funny that the word is surprise, though? And we don't ever associate it with something being negative. And I certainly didn't associate it with something attacking me without warning. But then I started thinking and I said, well, what really surprises me all the time? And then I was like, duh, Carrie, life. Everything about life is a surprise. There seems to be absolutely at times no explanation for how and or why this thing is happening in my life. So I was sitting there literally flabbergasted because I thought, how can a word that I've only associated with good things? Now, of course, in history, we learn that different wars, they would have a surprise attack. But think about in your mind, the emphasis on surprise attack was not on surprise. It was on attack. Isn't it funny that they knew that attack was in the word of surprise? They were defining what they were going to do by surprising you, because you are not only under attack, you're also caught off guard. So I was like, okay, what are the things I need to do in order to avoid being surprised in this sense as a noun? So what happens to you? Okay, and maybe it doesn't happen to you. Y'all know what I'm saying. Maybe it just happens to me. But what happens during a surprise? Well, number one, the very first thing that happens during a surprise is shock. Can I get an amen for that? Okay. Shock means a sudden or violent mental or emotional disturbance. Second, can I get an amen for an accurate definition? Because when something shocks me, y'all remember that song? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Okay, I totally have a story about that, but I can't talk about it right now. Anyway, so a shock is a sudden or violent mental or emotional disturbance. That means all of me, I'm on one, okay? Like if you come at me incorrectly after I just had the shock of my life, or what I believe to be the shock of my life, you better, okay, run for cover, homie. Because I don't know what me you might encounter, because I am so shocked, okay? Like the kids say, I'm shook by that. And what happens is that when I am shocked, when an attack comes, a surprise attack. I just love how stuff comes together. But when you have experienced a surprise attack, the amount of shock that you feel sends you into a negative mental and emotional place. Okay, so here's what happens. You think everything's going well. I mean, the kids have food, they're doing well at school, you have a job, your spouse has a job. Then all of a sudden, a surprise comes in and you say, wait, what happened to my relationship? Why is my health now out of control? A routine visit to my physician has now thrust me into a health crisis. Why in the world did I love this job yesterday and today everyone is on the only nerve that I have left in order to sustain myself? And why? And I don't know, but I've actually lived this thought when I said to myself, why am I even on planet Earth? No one would care if I'm here or not. Because the surprise has shocked me. Shocked me. So now I'm in a place of shock. And what happens is I don't have the ability to think, to pray, to rationalize. All I have the ability to do is react. That's what happens when a surprise comes. The very first thing we do is we are shocked. And we don't have time to figure out what's going to happen if we do that tomorrow. What are the options that I have available? The only thing that I'm able to do is react. I have nothing else to give. If you're yelling or screaming, I'm in a car accident, all I'm doing is reacting to the surprise that just entered my life. Y'all know what I'm saying? Okay, so number two, what happens after the shock of the surprise? Number two, I settle. Now, I don't know about you, worthy women, but I really only have one definition for settle in my life. And that means I just live in that place and I accept whatever it is and I just take up refuge there. And of course, when I went to the dictionary, because it's my best friend, I realized that the word settle has 7 definitions. But I want to focus on the third definition for us. So the first one was to place as to stay, meaning that if I put something on the counter, it settles there because that's where I want it to be. The second definition is to make quiet or orderly. Funny, when a surprise enters your life, it causes you to be quiet. Like sometimes when a surprise enters, the shock that you have experienced causes you to go silent. It doesn't mean that you don't want to respond. It means that because of the shock of the surprise, you don't have anything to give. You don't have anything to say. It shocked you right into silence, and that is where you have settled. But this is the definition that I want us to focus on for settle, and it says to arrange in a desired position. So worthy women, I want you to look at your life tonight, and I want you to tell me, what position are you settled in? You fill in the blank. And I want you to think about where you have settled in your life, not just in a career or relationship, or if you've settled in a relationship. I want you to think about, where have I chosen to remain mentally, physically, emotionally? Where have I settled because of this surprise? Now, I want y'all to know I understand completely that there are some places in our life that we have settled in and we didn't choose that, and we won't continue to choose that. But the thing is that when you recognize that you don't have to settle there anymore, it doesn't become a question of whether or not you understand what's happening. It becomes a question of whether or not you want to do the work to not be in that place anymore. Because why would you want to stay settled in something that is not going to allow you to live your full potential, to be completely worthy, if you don't make a choice to not settle here anymore? And so I thought about how many surprise experiences, let's just call them experiences, how many surprises that have occurred in my life that have caused me to settle in a mindset, settle in a belief system, settle in nothing. And I thought to myself, how long and in what parts of my life have I just been the walking dead? I mean, maybe y'all have never thought about that, but I've often thought about, is it because this surprise took me so off of my base that not only did it shock me, it caused me to remain settled in a place that I don't want to get out of. I would rather stay settled in this place of rejection and hurt and anxiety and frustration, because at least I'm walking, even though I'm dead on the inside, because the surprise literally knocked my socks off. I would rather stay settled because at least, according to the definition that I wanted to use in my brain, at least I was in a place and I had a place to stay, but I couldn't make a choice to get out of it. I thought to myself today, how many years did I live settled in a place that God was saying, can you come out of that? Kari, can you get out of that? And I was like, no. What if I get out of this? Who will I be? Who will I become? What will be my identity if I'm not walking dead in this place? Oh, okay. So then I said, what else could possibly define what a surprise really is in my life? So if I'm shocked by it first and then I settle, what would be the final element of surprise, the noun? And the final element is shift. Y'all, shift can be used as a verb and a noun, but it is most commonly used in the English language as a verb. I mean, that makes total sense, right? We totally know why shift is used as a verb, because it always shows action. And so shift has 4 definitions, and I want to use the 4th one because it's my favorite. So number 1 says to exchange or replace by another. Number 2, to change the place, position, or direction, shifting something. Number 3, to go through a change, shifting. But number 4 says to assume responsibility. Okay, let me tell y'all something, worthy women. I straight through my paper. Do you hear me? Because here's what I know about life. When you recognize something and literally it slaps you in the face, you have 2 options. You can either accept it and get up and do what that thing is telling you to do, or you can deny that you even heard it and say, oh, I don't want to be accountable for that. So the definition said to assume responsibility. So assume, y'all know what that means. Y'all know when y'all were growing up, you say, you know what assumes means. If you assume something, it'll make a out of you and me. Anyway, I digress. But assume means to take to or upon one's self. So here's what I learned. When a surprise comes, I must shift. I must take and assume the responsibility of changing direction. Okay. All right. Y'all know this. When you have a house, and when you buy a house, they say that the house is still settling. Y'all know that? Okay, I want you to pay attention to how all of these things literally come together. I was blown away listening and thinking and meditating. When a house is built, there are times that your house begins to settle, okay? They're just saying it's totally normal. The foundation is solid. You don't have to worry about it. But the house is settling into the foundation. But what they don't tell you is this. When a house settles, it can shift the strength of the foundation. So the house looks really good on the outside, because everything that our eyes can see, that means everything that I'm prepared for, everything that I can understand, everything that makes sense, because it's not a surprise to me. I can see that the house looks completely stable. But what I don't recognize until I walk inside is that the foundation has shifted because the house has settled. Oh, you guys, listen to me. I am telling you right now that you are in a house that has shifted. I'm not talking about your physical house. I'm talking about this house right here. We are living in houses that have shifted because our foundation has settled. Now, I'm telling you that is, listen, in one sense, that makes perfect sense because you're like, oh, Karee, I totally get that. Because as long as my foundation is settling, meaning I'm getting better, I understand what's happening, then it's totally okay if I shift. No, ma'am. When your foundation settles, that is an indication that the foundation was not built properly. See, it's funny sometimes that we want to make an excuse when we don't shift in our life. It's because we're like, well, our foundation, it's settled right here. So this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Do you know how we translate that? That means I'm going to stay in this relationship. I'm going to stay at this job. I'm going to still have an ugly attitude. I'm not going to speak to that girl because I don't like her. Because in our mind, although we cannot see the settling on the outside, when I walk inside, I feel the shift, but I refuse to take, I refuse to assume responsibility for the shift that I notice on the inside. Y'all, do you understand what I'm saying? So it means that as the owner of this house right here, I am not responsible for your house. You are not responsible for your sister's house. You are responsible for your house. And if you are standing in a house tonight that is shifted, it is time for you to take responsibility. It is time for you to not make an excuse anymore about any surprise that entered your life, because I am responsible for the next movement. Y'all, I literally got up from the table and said, okay, Jesus, I can't with this right now. I can't, because I have always thought that if something surprises me, meaning that it attacked me and I was not aware and I wasn't ready, that I had no responsibility in the attack. But after hearing this and reading this, I realized tonight it doesn't matter if I was caught by surprise or not. I can take the first stage, which is shock, and I could live there for the rest of my life. And I could walk around reacting to everyone and everything because I just got the surprise of my life. I didn't anticipate hearing the diagnosis, you have cancer. The doctor telling me it's another miscarriage. I could literally live my life in shock and nobody would stop me. But see, what happens is eventually I get tired of always being high strung. And so I shift from being shocked into settling into that new lifestyle where I'm angry all the time, or I'm bitter, or I'm upset, or I'm judgmental, or I look at God and be like, I'm not serving you because I don't know why you didn't answer this. I don't know why you let this surprise come into my life. This is not what I had planned. This is not what I asked you to do. And so I settle into a mindset and into a relationship and into anything that will allow me to be the same. But then the shift enters. And when the shift enters, I'm no longer balanced. So although I might be shocked and I might be settled, I'm like this. And so everything that I see it at an angle, or I see it on the left, or I see it on the right, because my vision is not clear, because my foundation has settled. And the settle has caused me to shift. Y'all, do y'all understand what I'm saying? In this new month of September, I want us to experience surprises in every area of our life. Now, I know y'all might be saying, Kari, no, do not say that I want to experience that. It's okay. I'm already praying for it for everybody. Because when who I become after the shift falls on me. Anything that I desire to do, it falls on me. So when the shock of the surprise wears off, the shock of losing your job, the shock of losing your home, the shock of your child being wayward, the shock of death, the shock of cancer, the shock, whatever the shock is, when that fades, I then recognize where I have settled. And when I realize that I am in a place that I am not supposed to be in, I then decide that the shift comes. So I have lived my life in a state of surprise in the verb sense, because I'm good at that. I mean, can't y'all tell? Listen, I can be shocked and settled. Listen, I got that, okay? And so I said, can I become surprised, in the sense of the verb definition? And so then I realized that I didn't even remember what the definition was as a verb, because I was so disturbed by recognizing when I feel attacked. And here's the beauty of it. It's not even if you feel attacked, it's when an attack is live. Y'all, when something hits you, you're just like, I can't believe this is happening. And so I am literally living in a state of surprise. But then I said, if I can become the verb surprise, maybe my life will be different. So this is the verb definition of surprise. It says to strike. Okay, strike. We only know one definition of strike. Did y'all know that? The definition that we refer to for strike is when people band together and go out for a common cause to raise concern in order to bring light to injustice. That's what a protest is. A strike. We are striking against violence. That's what people are doing when they protest. They are saying we are all coming together to say there needs to be a shift in how we are handling this particular issue. To strike. So it says to strike with wonder, or amazement, because it is unexpected. Wait a minute. Shock not only means to have a surprise attack without warning, but it also means to strike. That means to make me aware, to come into purpose, to come into unity with wonder. Wonder means I cannot explain, nor can I comprehend what I am seeing, what I am experiencing, what I am feeling. And then I'm amazed. Amazed means I'm speechless. One of my good friends, she and her husband, they are pastors in Santa Fe, and they've been married almost 15 years, y'all. And for 12 years, they tried to have a baby, and they were unsuccessful. They did IVF. They did everything they were supposed to do. And 2 years ago, I saw her post something about, whether or not a baby comes, I'm still going to be faithful. I'm going to serve you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Rachel, first of all, I didn't even know that y'all were having a hard time conceiving a baby. First of all, because not everybody wants to have children. So I'm with that. And I said, but I want you to know that I'm in agreement with you having a baby. Now, here's what gets me. This is where we settle, okay? Now, I don't know about y'all, because I feel like I'm living this moment right now. But can you imagine the amount of fortitude, the amount of shift that it took for her to be in a position of leadership, to have other couples, other wives come up to her and her husband and say, will you pray for us that we conceive a child? And they do. Wait, hold on. Not just one or two, but multiple families that they prayed for. God blessed them and they conceived a child. Now how, listen y'all, now how on God's green earth do you not settle in a place of anger and frustration and resentment and say, every time I look, you keep bringing me women who cannot conceive. I ask you to have mercy. You have mercy. And it shocks me that they become pregnant. But here am I, not having a baby. Maybe it's not about a baby. Maybe it's a prayer that you prayed that God would heal somebody and they died. Maybe it's a prayer that you prayed that God would send them or rescue them and he didn't. But can you imagine the shock she felt every single time that a woman came up pregnant and it wasn't her? Can you imagine how many times she had the opportunity to settle? Oh my God. And be like, hey, so it's been fun, not real fun, but I'm out of this experiment. This is not what I want to do. But just a few days ago, y'all, just a few, they celebrated the first birthday of their beautiful daughter. Her name is Adeline. She's cute as she can be. And then they found out that they were going to have another baby. Surprise. She's living in the to strike with wonder and amazement because it's unexpected. And of course, because I'm like, of course, Jesus did that. Of course, he made all the dreams. Of course. But let me tell y'all something. Do you recognize that getting struck with wonder and amazement has nothing to do with her two babies? Do y'all get that? Because the wonder and the amazement didn't come because she had the child and that she's having another one. The wonder and amazement came when she shifted from living as surprise, the noun, to surprise, the verb. That every single time a woman came and God answered and they had a baby, she stood in wonder and amazement because I can rejoice that you were no longer settled in a place that kept you from believing that good things would come to you. I am rejoicing because it is a surprise. Y'all, oh my God. I want you to know right now that if you are in the midst of a heartbreak or a disappointment or divorce or rejection or the sting of grief of a loved one that went on, I want you to know that you don't have to be quiet. You don't have to settle and you don't have to live in a place of shock anymore, because surprise worthy women, when you make a decision to shift, I am telling you that the absolute best life will strike you with wonder and amazement, because when you walked into that house and recognized that a shift had occurred, you knew that the movement you needed to make was on the inside. So I'm challenging you tonight. And man, when I think about Rachel, I think about what a testimony of the power of living surprise as a verb. So I'm challenging you, worthy women, in this surprise September to be struck with wonder and amazement because it is unexpected. I love y'all so much. Happy number 8. Woo! Worthy Wednesday. This is Surprise September. Y'all better get ready. I'll see you again. Bye.